You're still watching TVC Breakfast. We'll now link up with Eshomamo Imodu and Tijesu Adoye in our Abuja studio for the FCT Brief. In Akwana Abuja, Inaini, over to you.
Good morning, Ria, and good morning, Lagos. Is another beautiful day and Eshomamo's favorite day of the week. It's Friday.
Thank God it's Friday.
Well, we are here again, and we're here to unpack all that we have for you today. We have a lot on the table this morning, and we hope that you stick with us, throughout our conversation this morning. Well, let's jump straight into what we have for you today. Good morning and welcome to FCT Brief. Now, across Nigeria, the twin reality of flooding and declining agriculture productivity have become intertwined challenges. Seasonal floods, often worsened by poor drainage systems, deforestation, and climate change, continue to displace communities, destroy farmlands, and threaten food security. But observers believe that these challenges can be mitigated, from investment in modern irrigation systems to early warning mechanisms and sustainable land management practices. Stakeholders are exploring strategies to reduce the risk.
The federal and state governments, alongside international partners, have also been called upon to improve ecological funding, strengthen policies, and empower local farmers with resilience tools. Beyond preventing recovery measures such as replanting programs, provision of drought and flood-resistant seeds, and also rural infrastructure upgrades remain critical. As Nigeria pushes to achieve food security and reduce disaster risk, addressing the ecological challenge of flooding will not only protect farmlands, but also safeguard livelihoods. The call remains clear. Proactive planning and sustainable practices are key to turning the tide. Honorable Solomon Maren is a former member of the House of Representatives and Coordinator, African Parliamentary Network on Climate Action, Nigeria, and he's live here with us in the studio. Nice to have you join us this morning.
Thank you. Good morning.
Welcome.
Yeah, from description of your person, you've been conversant with climate and ecology. And also, what would you say is the most pressing challenge facing Nigeria in terms of ecology, and when we're talking about flooding and agricultural sustainability?
Well, thank you very much for having me this morning. I think one of our major problems as a country is that most of our policies are reactive rather than being proactive. We are trying to curb the menace that is already produced by erosion, by flooding, and by other disasters that comes our way. But we have failed to address the root cause of some of these disasters. And because that is happening, we'll continue to have so many disasters, even of higher magnitude than the ones we've had, and then so much agricultural losses to the farmers down in the rural areas. And I think this is the very major challenge that we need to all address as a people. If you look at the River Benue, for example, that flood is prominent every year, year in, year out, as a result of the release of water from the Lakdo Dam in Cameroon. What are the issues there? Before now, ships used to go as far as Yola. The River Benue was open, and so it can contain more water. Today it has been silted up. Any water release, it has no channel to flow. It flows into the farmlands of our people, and thereby displacing communities, taking away villages, killing people. So much disaster happens. And these are responsibilities by not only the federal government. The pressure on the federal government is too much. It's too much. Nigerians must try to find a way of blaming their states and their local governments for protecting their own people at a particular level. Because communities along these river banks, it is not the federal government that gives either CFO or it gives building permits for communities to build along these river banks. What are the states and local governments doing? These are their responsibilities. First, you must ensure that people don't build along these river banks so that they will be safe. Even farming along these river banks, there should be some early warnings that will make farmers not to cultivate along those very critical areas. And the local government and the state government must make provisions for these people to have alternative areas for cultivation. And once that is not done, then it's a very serious matter. But the federal government must also be involved in the dredging of the River Benue and the River Niger.
Now, among these challenges you've mentioned, you highlighted early warnings. And we've seen some early warnings go out before, we see these floods. But, we still see farmlands affected, farmers losing their crops and all of that. Now, would you say that the gap is in technology or is funding? Or would you say it's a lack of information, proper information to the farmers? And who should be held accountable for making these alerts actionable?
Well, the issue is, if you give an alert, we're in this room now, we're walking, and you say that these rays of light have some, some impacts on our bodies, are we going to stop working? We will have to work and see what technology can we do so that we can stop these rays from having effect on our bodies. These farmers, even if you go and tell them that we have realized that there is going to be flooding in the next 1 week or in 2 weeks' time, are they going to carry the farm to another location? No.
So basically it's a technology gap.
So the technology gap is there. Secondly, the state governments must take responsibility. And some of the things we do, actually, the federal government is only trying to intervene. Even when you look at constitutionally, some of those things are the constitutional views of the states. Like I mentioned, the issue of the building plans, approvals, and the rest of them. So these are things that the state government, the synergy must increase. The synergy between technology, innovators, and the government, and of course, the farmers. And it is the state government that have responsibility to educate these farmers. The federal government can give a warning. They don't know who these farmers are. But the state governments know them. They are their people. They are their friends, they are their cousins, they are their relations. So it is their responsibility to find a way of educating these communities to see to the reason why they shouldn't even farm in some of those prone areas in the first place.